Alrighty, I've decided to make a video, as you can see. Usually I do these races on my own and then do like a notes type debrief afterwards. But I figured it's better as a video, mainly for myself. But you know, if you watch it, cool. Don't really know why, but free will, I guess. Some of this, like voiceover will be a little bit behind the visuals. I'm just shit at editing, basically, so I haven't left myself enough time to actually waffle in the middle. Sorry for that. So I'm starting in Formula 2 with the Invicta team, with my teammate Gabriele Bortoleto, former F3 champion. I've signed with the Alpine Academy with hopes of getting a seat with them for 2025. Main people I've really got to beat in F2 are my teammate and Victor Martins, as he's a member of the same academy. If I beat them both and finish in the top 3 in the championship, I'm looking good for the race seat. I mean, whoever comes out on top between myself and Martins is basically being compared to Jack Doohan, who's their current reserve. Hence the need for a top 3 championship result, really, to prove ourselves worthy. So, to recap, struggled in Bahrain, got P10 in the feature, but ahead of those I need to beat. Juan Manuel Correa won, which is really good to see. We bounced back in Jeddah by lopping a 0 off that P10 and coming P1, winning for the first time in Formula 2. And it's so nice we had to do it twice. We win again in Australia, with Oliver Behrman coming P3, Paul Aaron P2, Bortoleto 4th total of the point scorers of that weekend. Victor Martin only P8. So if we keep this up, we're in good stead. Back down to earth in Imola with P8 and Victor Martins getting a podium. Moving on to Monaco with a P5, but we did get a podium in the sprint race. The standings after Monaco have us leading by 5 over Kimi Antonelli, Bortoleto P8, Martins P11. A bit of a 0 to hero in Spain. We DNF from the sprint race, but come through to win in the feature race. Antonelli actually barely scored. There we go, 11 points. So that increased the championship lead. P3 in Austria, we gain a point over Kimi. Cool, big whoop. Home race for us, and we finished P5. Antonelli had a bit of a shocker and didn't score a single point, I don't believe. So is that a title over? The standings have us leading by 25 points over Oliver Behrman now. Antonelli P3, Bortoleto P4. But Antonelli comes back with a vengeance in Budapest with a win. Well, we had a horror show weekend, but we did make up for it in Spa. A bit of a redemption. Double podium. P3 in the sprint, P2 in the feature race. Bortoleto actually wins for the first time as well. Antonelli's back up to P2 in the championship fight. Hometown hero, he wins in Monza, Kimi Antonelli to keep his championship hopes alive. We just about miss out on the podium, which is a shame, and we have a horror show weekend in Baku. And that means that we're actually tied at the top of the championship with Kimi Antonelli, Bortoleto just behind in P3. However, big weekend for us. We win in Qatar. 25 points for us. Kimi Antonelli once again with another pointless showing. And we get to the finale in Abu Dhabi. Bortoleto wins from pole, Antonelli P3, but we only got P7 in the feature, but it is enough to win the title. We win the Formula 2 Championship in 2024, 220 points, beating Kimi Antonelli by 18 points. Bortoleto ended up P3, Oliver Behrman in P4. Victor Martins only managed P15, and we also, just for the fun of it, we win the Constructors as well, beating Prema by 63. So this is a little bit of a preview here. We haven't actually been handed any documents yet, but we have done a photo shoot in the suit with the car. So what now?
Finally, let's do this for real. Sorry it took so long. You know what these legal types are like? Yes, sir. No, sir. Here's 80 pages of needless jargon, sir. Anyway, believe it or not, this is my excited face. Come on. Let me show you what we've got. So, all the usual stuff. Merchandising, likeness, blah, blah, blah. But the really juicy stuff. is their expectation of you. They need you to challenge yourself all season, be the best you can be, dominate your teammate, become a legend. All that jazz. Now, it's over to you. Okay, here we are. It's contract time. The team are expecting you to improve as your career evolves. And so am I. Here, we will be setting you a contractual target with the team, so that this progress can be tracked by both parties. Ah, we're signed. That sounds awesome to say. Time to go crush that target. I'll see you soon.
Hi mate, Mark here. I'm your engineer for the season ahead, and I'm absolutely buzzing to be working with you. When you're ready, come and see me over in R&D and we can chat about the development of the car. See you soon.
I am the anti-Piastri. We are being promoted, and this is correct, and I have signed for Alpine. I will be driving for Alpine in 2025. We have our former teammate Gabriel Bortoletto driving for Sauber alongside Nico Hülkenberg. And we have our former rival, Kimi Antonelli, driving for Mercedes. Right, what can we do with this car then? We are the third worst on the performance index, just ahead of Haas and Sauber. I think the engine's the worst part by far, so we're going to look to upgrade that ASAP. I was rudely interrupted there by my own editing, watching the grid reveal for 2025. That's a hard word to say when you can't pronounce ours properly. Also, words. Things are difficult when you also are very stupid. Alright, just checking some emails quickly. Dry weekend in store. And let's get into the car for our first FP1 outing.
The long wait is over. This is it, a brand new season. And before the show gets well and truly underway, we've got the all-important matter of a free practice session. It's great to be back.
Alrighty, helmet on, getting ready, getting steady. Little chat with the engineers before we head out for our first run in the car after winter testing.
Okay mate, this is the first running of the real car. Now I know it's a big ask, but let's get some useful data and get you used to how the practice sessions work. Let's start the season as we mean to go on, eh? I know we can have a great year, so let's go.
Oh, fingers crossed. Alrighty, we are jumping ahead here to our first lap of the race simulation. Just trying to be smooth, find the braking points, understand the car's behaviour really. Turned in a little early there for turn 3. Not too bad, a little careful. And now we turn in early again on the grass, nearly hitting the wall actually in turn 6. Just trying to get a feeler for the balance, like are we more understeer, are we more oversteer? A little bit hesitant on the turn in again through the chicane. Just trying to get some references under our belt. And the general braking points, turning points, characteristics of the car. It's all a learning curve, as I said, this is the first run really. First run in the car, so we need to a lot to get used to. Right, from the data there, it actually looks like our tyre wear's not great. We were good on the first run, and then it got worse as we went along, so we need to look out for that in the race. Alright, headed into qualifying. We are taking out a little bit of fuel. Obviously, it's not necessary like it was in practice. We're also taking off a little bit of rear downforce. Felt like the rear was pretty stable, so we can sacrifice a little bit. Cut quite a lot there into turn one, a little bit too much. Not the end of the world though, not track limits, thankfully. I think we've braked a little bit too early, yeah, and just carried a little bit too much curb in turn 3, and then way too much curb again on the exit of turn 4. Approaching a very fast chicane, and we've run a little bit wide. Yeah, it's P13 because we haven't done a lap yet. Yeah, a little bit wide into the fast chicane there. I believe that's 6 and 7. Since they changed the layout at Melbourne, I'm a little bit unsure about the corner numbers. That was also a lot of curb and very early turn into chicane there. I think that's 9 and 10. Want to be very careful of track limits there as well. It's very easy to cut and get either your lap deleted in qualifying or get a warning or a penalty in the race. A little bit crap basically on the brakes there, and a little bit of a narrow line. Nearly hit the wall actually on the exit of the final corner, but we do come across the line, and we are P10 as it stands. We've actually done the same lap time down to the, is that the 1000th? Down to the 1000th with Fernando Alonso. But yeah, P10. Gasly looking like he's P20. Quite a way off the back there. We've got about half a second until the cut-off point. So we're actually choosing not to go out again. Save a set of tyres potentially. So we're watching Pierre's run now, his final run, to get off the bottom of the standings. Looks like some decent sector times. Where's that going to put him? An 18.7. I believe that's ahead of us. And we are out. We are out in Q1, knocked out by our teammate. Missing out by a 1/10 of a second. That's pretty painful, but we'll live and learn. Won't be so naive next time, and we'll be a bit more safe and go out for a second run, even if we think we're probably okay. But, oh well, time to get out there for the first race of our Formula 1 career.
It's the start of a brand new campaign, and so many questions need answers. Can McLaren keep their strong form going? Will Ferrari thrive? Will we see Red Bull taking back their crown? It's Albert Park Circuit, 3.2 miles of bumpy city streets. We have changed the turns at 1, 3, 6 and 13. They have all been widened. We've got rid of the chicane at 9 and 10. That is now a flat-out right-hander. It's a new look that made its debut in 2022, new life into an old classic. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Lando Norris put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he will start from pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Piastri, Leclerc, Sir Lewis Hamilton and Russell, Tsunoda, Antonelli, Sainz and Fernando Alonso, Gasly, Hulkenberg, Lance Stroll and Lawson, Bortoletto, McDonald, Isaac Hadjar and Alex Albon. Ocon and Ollie Behrman rounds off the grid. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. Welcome to the commentary box overlooking the circuit. I'm Alex Jakes, and joining us for the race today is Naomi Schiff. Well, welcome back. After all the testing, the build-up, it all now comes down to this.
This is always such an exciting time in the season. First of all, it's the first time they'll be racing their new cars. So that's always an exciting thing for drivers to look forward to. But also, they've had a long time off during the winter break, so it's about dusting the cobwebs off, getting the rust off of their bones, and really getting their elbows out there and having some fun.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
No promises, mate. Right, we start from P16, our teammate at P11. We're going to try the one stop today. It's faster on paper, but with our tyre wear numbers from FP1, this could actually still be quite tricky. Here we go. 5 red lights counting us in, and 20 Formula 1 cars launching away as we kick off the first race of 2025. Down into turn 1, we go up the inside of a couple cars as a Sauber and a Racing Bull. We get a little bit pinched towards the inside there by that Sauber, cut the grass, and we actually hit the wall there on the exit of turn 2. Alongside the Aston Martin now, I believe that's Lance Stroll. We opt not to try and dive bomb the Sauber. Still alongside Lance Stroll, a little bit squirrely out of turn 3 there, onto the curb of turn 4. Still side by side, we have the inside, and we've managed to make the move stick. So this is a replay of the start. So we've actually got Max Verstappen here in P2, starting on the mediums. Lando Norris started on pole on hard tyres, and Max Verstappen has jumped Lando Norris at the start. More grip on those softer compounder tyres. Here's the view from Lando. Just a little bit of wheel spin off the start, didn't have the grip nor the confidence. Max Verstappen breezes past into the lead of the Australian Grand Prix. This is a replay of us, so we went along the... okay, it was 3 wide. So Bortoletto chopped off our front wing a little bit into turn 1. We had to take to the grass, a little bit of contact. It's actually 3 wide with the Aston Martin on the outside. We just run wide for whatever reason, and we actually brushed up against a tyre barrier there. Luckily no damage for us, but that could have been a lot worse. Running the dirty air now, lap 1. A little bit wide through that chicane again. It's very tricky to get right. You want to carry as much speed as possible through, but you're very at risk of running too far wide and onto the gravel actually on the outside there. I believe there's an overtake ahead, so everything kind of bunched up. We almost went into the back of that Sauber. I will try my best. Here's a replay. So this is Pierre Gasly, my teammate, going up the inside of Nico Hulkenberg in the Sauber. Down the inside into the fast chicane. Nothing Hulkenberg can really deal like that. Even without DRS though, lap 1, he is going to try and make the move back against Pierre Gasly, but shuts the door there and cannot get through. This is our view, trying to take it a little bit easy just in case something happens ahead. A little bit of a lift, not wanting to just career into the braking zone, smash into the back of somebody lap 1 and ruin our race. That's not the kind of vibe we are looking for. First race ever in Formula 1, we're trying to just take it a little bit easy, make it through one piece, especially at the start of the race. No heroics.
We can use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Decent run through turn 2. We do actually clip the wall again on the outside. Gonna need to stop with these little errors. They're gonna be costly at some point. Oh, we've seen something in the mirror there actually. Gonna get a replay. Oh, as we've had another moment ourselves. Gonna have a look at that. I think that's Lance Stroll behind us. Lance Stroll on the Aston Martin. Yep, too much power. A little bit of a slide. And then we run over the curb at the exit of turn 4, I believe. 4. And we have a little moment ourselves. All getting a little bit sketchy. Everyone's getting very bunched up here into the turn 9-10 chicane. Very fast chicane. I believe it'll be a fight between Pierre Gasly and Nico Hulkenberg ahead. Will cause a little bit of a bunch up. We nearly ran to the back of Bortoletto into there actually. Decent run for the last sector. We're not quite flowing the car through there though. It's not really smooth sailing. Gonna need to work on the consistency a little bit. Obviously it's still early days. We see a move into turn 1. Oh, I think, is that Hulkenberg passing Gasly? There's a lot of fighting between these two already. Oh my god, we sent it. Okay. I don't think that was intentional. Bloody hell. So not only did we nearly hit Bortoletto, we also nearly took out our teammate. This is the front wing cam, the nose cam. So we've gained a lot in the braking zone into turn 1 and 2 already. This was not intentional, I'll say that. This was just a missing my braking point, and oh dear god. Look how close we were. We're going to see an angle from Gasly's on board. It's going to be hit the rear view from his car. Look how close we get to wiping out our teammate. Oh my god. Lap 3 of the entire season, and we've nearly just murdered our teammate. Oh dear god. But we survive. We make it through in one piece. That's happy days. And now we are still with Stroll behind, I believe. And now we're gaining on Bortoletto. We will get DRS. He also gets DRS. I wasn't sure if he'd been outside the 1 second detection zone at that point. Are we going to make a move? No, we're going to have to sit behind just now. Didn't quite have the overspeed to get around. We're going to make another move here. I don't think it's possible with the DRS. We are going to fake it to the inside just in case. Give him a little spook. Halloween season coming up maybe? I don't know. So this is the train, and we've got Hulkenberg and Gasly once again. Hulkenberg around the outside into turn 9. Moving on to lap 4. So this is the onboard from Charles Leclerc. Well, Lewis Hamilton ahead with a little moment as well. Same as Stroll, same as myself. And now we are on the run down to turn 9. We can see Leclerc filling Lewis Hamilton's mirrors. Is he going to make the move stick around the outside? He is! Wow, that's a hell of a move to pull off from Charles Leclerc. Hell of a move around the outside of 8-time world champion. And here's Yuki Tsunoda. I'm not quite sure what he was doing there. It's like a bump draft on George Russell there. I believe that's for P6. This is the run down to turn 11. Is he going to make the move? Nope, he's nearly going to hit him again. He's judging this quite well to not run into the back of the Mercedes, but he didn't want to make a move for some reason. That's Gasly Hulkenberg once again fighting. It all just bunches us up, and I think there's quite a big gap now, as you can see, between this group and the cars ahead. There's a good few seconds there and only a couple of laps. Lap 4. All this fighting is just pushing us further and further away from the pack, as we still don't get the braking right and the turning right to pass the corner. Decent exit off the last one, and we're still in with a fight. On to lap 5. We seem to gain a little bit in the faster corners. Turn 1 and 2 and turn 9 and 10. We're fairly close to Bortoletto. Oh, we do send it up the inside. Do we make the move stick? He's still on the outside. We've got to leave him space. I believe we have done so. Oh my god, and we've nearly died on the exit. That curb is lethal. Here's a view from Bortoletto, looking back. I think we just caught him napping a little bit. And then, yeah, he's not really alongside enough. But we did leave a little bit of room, and then... oh boy. We were very angled towards the wall there. A decent save. That could have been easily race ending. As this is for the lead now, Lando Norris around the outside of Max Verstappen does get the lead back. Verstappen won't have DRS for this next section as well. And Oscar Piastri round the outside. Is he going to be able to make this move stick? Was that a little bit of wheel banging as well? Still got the outside. Now it turns to the inside for the penultimate corner. Is he going to box out Max Verstappen? No, he hangs round the outside, Max. Keeps the place. Wow, fair play. Good defending. I wonder who got the DRS as well. Max got the DRS. Oscar's still going to try it up the inside. Can he make the move? No, I think Max forced him onto a shallower line. Couldn't get the move done. Wow. Move on to lap 6. As we pass Bortoletto, we're now just trying to regain a little bit of that gap back to these next two, the Gasly Hulkenberg. It's just a continuous fight this race, it seems. Oh, Hulkenberg has a bit of a moment, has a little slide. Not quite as bad as our ones, but even he was getting a little bit caught out by that curb. As we go picture in picture to Yuki Tsunoda finally getting past George Russell. He does round the outside, lovely move. And now we have Sainz and Alonso, I believe, and Sainz around the outside as well. Everyone's going for the outside move here. That was a Spaniard on Spaniard grime. So Hulkenberg decided against making the move on Gasly there, which has actually bunched us up. And it's allowing us... We're going to make a move here around the outside of Nico Hulkenberg. Gasly actually defends. He defends the inside late, and that gives us the gap. And we do manage to sweep all the way around the outside of the Sauber. So you'll see it from the nose cam here, just how close we were getting on the exit. A little bit of dirty air pushes out wide slightly. So Hulkenberg goes to the inside here on Gasly. Gasly then covers him off, and that leaves a lovely bit of tarmac around the outside. See a gap? You got to go for it. That was a really well executed team move there. So lap 7, we've got the leaders going through, and we've got the Ferrari battle here, and George Russell getting back past Yuki Tsunoda. He does, just before the braking zone. Well judged there as well. Get it stopped in time, double DRS. This is Alonso Sainz once again, I believe. Another fight into turn 9. Alonso unable to make the move initially, but he's going to have another go at it around the outside into turn 11. Sainz is still there on the inside. Let's go a long way around. Is he going to be able to make it stick? Piastri wasn't before on Verstappen. And yes, yet again, the car on the outside of the penultimate corner turns to the inside for the last corner, does manage to keep place, but Fernando Alonso is going to make another move down into turn 1, has the DRS, has the inside line, and he backs out of it. Surely you can't back out of it there. Alright, so we've passed both Saubers, now we are mano-y-mano, is that the phrase? Me versus teammate Pierre Gasly. We didn't go for it into turn 9, we didn't have the run at all. We've got a view from the back of his car. So I tried to take things easy there. I tried to lift a bit earlier, give a little bit of room. I lifted a bit too early and braked a bit too late. And I nearly actually collected Gasly again. So here are we going to make a move in the next lap, same thing. See, that's a bit better judged. I was trying to give a bit of a gap, a bit of leeway. Take it calm, protect the tyres a little bit, maybe save a little bit of fuel. Second time around we got it, the first time was very sketchy. Back with the lead fight now. Lando has escaped, he's broken DRS to Verstappen. With a Piastri-Verstappen fight, I believe it was the last lap, that gave him the ability to break away. Piastri gets back up into P2, or up into P2 for the first time actually. And here is a Ferrari fight once again. Lewis Hamilton versus Charles Leclerc. Leclerc around the outside. I feel like we've seen this before with Alonso Sainz and Piastri and Verstappen. Who is going to come out on top in this Ferrari battle? This is very interesting. Hamilton again. So the car on the outside has triumphed 3 out of 3. Who's going to get DRS though? It looks like Lewis has got a DRS as well. So not only has he protected the position into the last corner, he now gets a double dosage of DRS to start the next lap. Wow. We're going to make a move on Pierre here? No. We back off again. So the reason why we did that is we didn't burn enough battery initially to get past. And if we try and send it, we're just going to end up fighting and costing ourselves more time. These guys ahead have actually closed up quite a lot to us. They were a few seconds ahead, and now all of a sudden... Cheers, Mark. They were a few seconds up the road, and all of a sudden they're right here. This is going to be the replay of what happens. This is Sainz and Alonso once again. Alonso goes around the outside. Okay. Doesn't make the move stick. They are still side by side. Leaving enough racing room. On board with Alonso now. Got enough room on the inside. Oh, he's trying to get into the pits. I see. He's trying to get into the pits, but he's the car on the outside. Sainz is blocking the road. And there's a little bit of contact. So you see on the left-hand side, the gap from Gasly to Alonso was 3.5 seconds. And if you look at it as we round the final corner, 2.8, 2.5, 1.7, 1.3, 1.1, it's going to be a 1 second gap. They lost about 3 seconds in that. As we have Yuki Tsunoda coming into the pits. from P7, so it's very early. Oh, Nico Hulkenberg as well from our pack. Both from mediums, lap 9. So they must be committing to the 2-stop. I think that's way too early to go to the 1-stop from here. So we are now another 4-car train. There was a green flag on the right on the board there. What that was. Oh, here we go. Yellow flag. Somebody retired. There is a car off to the left there. Is that Charles Leclerc? Lewis Hamilton? One of the Ferraris. But which one? Both Mercedes get awfully close. It is Charles Leclerc retiring from the race. Unfortunate. 10 laps into the entire season and his engine's already blown up. That is typical Leclerc luck, really. Or is this Gasly going around the outside of Alonso? Is this going to be an 0 for 4 round the outside move? They are still side by side. Who's going to win out here? Alonso surely will pit if he wanted to before. Gasly follows him in. They're going to fight into the pit lane. Here we go from Gasly's on board. He does back out of it. I thought he was going to get pushed into the pit barrier for a second. So this is Nico Hulkenberg after undercutting everyone. Has jumped Gasly again. Nearly runs into the back of Alonso. That was a bit sketchy. This is a very interesting a pit exit. You do rejoin right onto the apex of turn 1, right onto the racing line. Oh, we've touched the grass on the outside and we have run wide again into turn 6. That was a little bit sketchy. We need to get our eye in there. It's a really tricky corner to get right. You want to send us, give as much speed, carry as much speed through as you can, but margins are very small. There's a lot of times to be gained and lost there. Carlos Sainz pits now at the end of lap 11. He was on hards, I believe. So that's very early for him to stop. Only a lap later than some of the medium runners. So he still must be on a 2-stop if he's doing a lap 11 on hards. Okay, that was nearly a big crash between Alonso and Sainz. See what I was talking about the pit exit? Very sketchy. So Alonso does get Sainz. Nico Hulkenberg now goes around the outside. So with Sainz cold tyres, Hulkenberg's will be nice and warm after a lap already completed on them. Sainz does keep the position. That was very close. He nearly lost out twice there. Now we cut to the lead battle. Max Verstappen sniffing another chance at the lead. He swoops around the outside of Lando Norris. Fakes to the inside, sends it around the outside. Lando will not get DRS. That's an interesting cut. Piastri, his teammate, will get DRS and is going to go around the outside into turn 11 on his teammate Lando Norris. Still there on the inside. If you look on the left here, 7/10. Lando actually fights this. If he'd have let it go, they might not have lost so much time. Piastri has now lost DRS to Verstappen. I think Lando fighting that, if he'd have let Piastri carry the speed through, tucked in inside, I think Piastri wouldn't have lost so much time and they would have been in Verstappen's DRS. I think they've lost out there quite massively as we lock up and run wide into the penultimate corner. Really tricky run. We keep getting that one wrong. Every time we're a bit too narrow, not quite getting the line. And it's really tough to get the right amount of brake pressure without locking up, but also obviously carrying as much speed in. Right, we just spoke over Mark. Apologies. This is our pit lap, so we're going to have to push on the in lap. We have Yuki Tsunoda, who pit earlier, lap 9. He's now stuck in traffic, so he's doing the 2-stop. Everyone here, a few runners on hards there, are doing the 1-stop. So he just put himself into traffic, big DRS train. He can't cut through, he's just bleeding time stuck in that pack. As this is Alonso Sainz once again. Sainz around the outside of Alonso. Alonso has twice had the inside into turn 1 on Carlos Sainz and twice backed out of it. As now from the lead, from P1, Max Verstappen pits. Fed up with those mediums now. He wants to get as much of an undercut on those McLarens as he can. They're on hard tyres, they're going to run longer. This will get him a big offset. As this Gasly, nearly went onto the grass, had to back out, but he saw as the he breaks the DRS close and he goes round the outside once again on Nico Hülkenberg. How many times have we seen these two fight? And it's only, we're not even halfway through the race, I think. Lap 13 out of 29, as now we come into the pits finally. This will be our one and only stop. Cool. One and only stop from mediums onto hards. Yeah, good stop. Yeah, exactly. We are happy with that. And where are we going to come out? This is Bortoletto's view on the picture-in-picture. We are there on the apex. A little bit of contact there as he tries to go around the outside. I didn't realise he was even still there at this point. I didn't really know what happened. I was just trying to focus on getting to the apex, not locking up, just keeping things steady. Yeah, a little bit of contact there between us. But I believe it looks like that gap is a little bit significant now between Bortoletto and his teammate. Obviously, we were former teammates with Gabriele Bortoletto in Formula 2. And we're fighting him once again. Has he lost DRS in that little incident? Is the line now? He has lost DRS. Easy move for us all the way through. And this should hopefully mean that we can catch up to the cars ahead and reform this train we've been in for pretty much the whole race. As we get back to Yuki Tsunoda, he's finally made it to the front of his train. He's eyeing up a move on, I believe that's Liam Lawson in the Red Bull sister team, Racing Bulls. Around the outside, is Lawson still there? I think, yeah, he's made the move. Lovely stuff, no fighting, clean move. As the other Racing Bulls driver is getting past now, I think that's Alex Albon. It is Albon going around the outside of rookie Isaac Hadjar. As Kimi Antonelli now pits. I believe from P3, net P3, well not net P3, but on the road P3. We are back in this fight between Hülkenberg and Gasly. We're eyeing the train. I feel like we might have dropped Bortoletto this lap. We do get DRS, obviously. I think we might be out of Bortoletto's DRS range as we have George Russell round the outside of Alex Albon. Can he make move stick? I believe he can. I think Russell would pit already and Albon hadn't. That's why he had so much more grip around the outside, not to mention the Mercedes is a better car than the Williams, of course. As Kimi Antonelli, our former F2 rival, comes out just ahead of this pack. So if we can have no fighting between the front guys here, cough cough, Hülkenberg, Gasly, we can hopefully stick with Antonelli just after his pit stops. Okay, that was very close. We were close to Hülkenberg and we didn't want to back out of that. We were on the inside. It's a very risky move, a very fast corner. Not much of a braking zone. It was a little bit too much, I think, in my opinion, but it was clean. He did back out, he did leave the room. And if you no longer go for a gap, etc., etc. So now we move to the outside of Gasly into turn 3. I suspect... Oh, was that a little bit of contact there, actually? As we make the move. Avoid that curb on the outside. This is the onboard from Gasly, during the front of his car. There was contact. I hope he hasn't got damage from that. I think it was a little bit tight. I think I didn't quite give enough room, as we have George Russell around the outside of Yuki Tsunoda once again. And we have the Williams going around the outside of the Racing Bulls into turn 9 as well. I believe, the Racing Bull, I believe that's Carlos Sainz on Isaac Hadjar. As we now cut to the McLarens. The lead McLaren, Oscar Piastri, has the priority in the pit lane, comes in for his stop. Hards to mediums, one stop. Looked like a decent stop. Didn't seem like there was too many issues there. Trundling down the pit lane, feels like it's taking forever. See the gap on the left, Piastri to Verstappen. Says it's a second. Trust me, it's not a second. Verstappen 10 seconds to Norris, and Piastri has lost 7 seconds to Max Verstappen. courtesy of the McLaren strategy of starting on the hard tyres. That is not ideal at all. As we have Kimi Antonelli on, I believe that's Fernando Alonso. Can't make the move into turn 1, can he? Or turn 3? We don't get to see. I don't believe he did make that move.
Okay, Antonelli ahead. Okay, gap ahead, 1.7 seconds. Okay, they're on fresh hards. Their tyres are 2 laps old. And the time last lap, 1:21.9.
So we're just checking in on the fight ahead.
Okay, so the last lap time, 1:21.4.
Interrupted myself there. We were just checking in on the fight ahead between Antonelli and Alonso. Wanted to know how much we were catching them by. As Antonelli does get past Alonso now, bridging a little bit of a gap, and Lando Norris is coming into the pits at the end of the next lap. So it'll be interesting to see. He's lost. Oh no, probably just on the pit entry. He's lost that time to Verstappen because it was 10 seconds before. Now it's 8.5, but obviously slower on the pit entry. Looks like a decent stop again. Let's see the gap between not only Norris and Verstappen, but Norris and Piastri. How much will Piastri have gained with the undercut? Having priority, how crucial was that for... Ooh, 3 seconds, 3.5, about 4 seconds probably. So he's lost 3.5 seconds roughly to his teammate on a 1-lap undercut. That is painful and a lot now for both of them to catch up to Verstappen. Oh, we have another moment on the curb. Bloody hell. Get it together. Luckily, we've been able to catch these, but you don't want to be repeating those very often. I don't think I actually mentioned this before. We are running the number 21 car, so that's something. I wanted to actually run number 12, but Antonelli had priority, unfortunately, so he gets number 12, we get 21. 1, 2, 2, 1. So here we go, we're catching up to Fernando Alonso now. He pit at lap 10, I believe. He wanted to pit lap 9, pit lap 10. I believe he's doing the 2-stop. He has come in, so we have been relinquished. We don't have dirty air from him. We can just set our sights now on catching Kimi Antonelli.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 3.0 seconds. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. They're in 9th place. Time last lap, 1:22.7.
Lovely, so we're just checking in on our teammate Pierre Gasly there. Says he is in P9 on old hards, which old hards is a little bit interesting to us, but P8 and P9 for the Alpine so far, happy days. This is Kimi Antonelli, I believe, getting past Carlos Sainz for P6. So because we're on the 1-stop, we don't have to stop again. We are P8 on merit as we have Oliver Behrman around the outside of Bortoletto in turn 9. Did he hit the wall there? We have a replay, a little slow-mo. So he moves to the outside. He's clipped the wall on the outside. That could be... That's a risky move. That could be big damage at that speed to clip the wall. Solid wall on the outside. Gets away with one though. He's now into the points, I think. I think that's P10. We've got Mark talking in super speed. We are 2/10 up on our fastest lap here, actually. So I believe this is our fastest lap of the weekend there. And this is not us, that is Pierre Gasly, and this is Nico Hülkenberg coming in for the second time from P10. And he rejoins P18, I believe. So he's guaranteed to be doing the 2-stop. I think quite a few people were doing the 2-stop in all fairness, so P18, maybe it won't end up that way, as we are catching up to Carlos Sainz. Does he have to stop again? I think he might. Do we go for the move? No, we're just too far back. Gonna have to stick behind him. And this is Yuki Tsunoda. Okay, he's doing it again. Is he going to join NASCAR? What is? He's trying to bump draft all these people. It doesn't really work in Formula 1, but he's getting past Lance Stroll there for P13. Look how close he gets. Like, how there is no contact there. It's just wild, but it's so unnecessary. Why are you running into the back of him? Just go round. One over to... Oh, Pierre's pitting again. Oh, and now we have a view from Nico Hülkenberg. Once again, coming together with Pierre Gasly. Once again, another fight, this time on the pit exit. And fast forward a little bit in the lap, Gasly is now on the back of him with DRS, and he does get past. Little squeeze nearly onto the grass there for Pierre Gasly. He does manage to get past Hülkenberg for the bajillionth time this race. Gasly now on mediums, Hülkenberg on hards. I thought that Gasly started mediums like we did, and he went medium hard, and he was going to be, it was P8, P9 on merit. I was quite annoyed when I heard that radio message from Mark there, because I thought, as I said, we were P8, P9 on merit, and then Gasly pits, and then he tells me that he's actually 20 seconds back. Not very happy. So we were pushing to catch up to Kimi Antonelli here, who were 9/10 beforehand, and then we lock up into the final corner again. It has just gone over a second. Have we lost our chance at DRS on Kimi Antonelli? No, we did manage to just scrape in. I don't know how, because when I thought the detection line was, I believe we were 1.05 behind. But we do get DRS on Antonelli if we can keep with him for the first sector, and I believe we can. This is Fernando Alonso. I think that's Liam Lawson ahead of him. This is for P11. Alonso goes up the inside. Does he back out? He does again. The third time he's backed out. And this is Isaac Hadjar and Alex Albon. Albon around the outside, makes the move stick. Lovely stuff. Sorry, my bad. That was Carlos Sainz, not Alex Albon. I do apologise. So, back to our race. We are catching Kimi Antonelli. We will have DRS again down into turn 11. We'll see Albon and Stroll, I believe, in the top left. Are we going to get around the outside? No, we are not. We actually tried the switchback on Kimi there. He defended it really well. I thought he might run a little bit more deep, and then we could cut back and use that extra grip to sort of catapult past him. But he blocked the apex really well. We couldn't get the cut back. In hindsight, probably should have just gone all the way around the outside and seen if we could make that work. But you live and learn. We now follow him down turn 1, turn 2, DRS again into turn 3. Are we going to make the move this time? We do go to the outside again. There is just about a car's width, but I didn't brake late enough. I didn't want to risk sending it into that gap, just in case it ended badly for the both of us. So we backed out of that one. We will have more chances at this. This is not over yet. We need a good run out of here. We cut a little bit, obviously not illegally. We get a good run over the curb. We do have a good run now into turn 9. Do we have the overspeed? Slipstream, DRS. We're going to the inside. Brake later. Hit the apex. We have made the move. P6. From P16 to P6. Thank you very much, sir. Now it's time. Can we break away? Is the question, or are we going to have to? There's going to be a 7-lap fight, 6-lap fight. 10 seconds to the car ahead. I want to say that's George Russell in P5.
Gap to your teammate behind, 21.3 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. They're in 15th.
As we have, is that Carlos Sainz, I believe? I thought I saw a flicker of red on the helmet. It is Carlos Sainz. And it looks like Liam Lawson rounding the final corner. Sainz with the DRS, with the slipstream. Is he going to make a move into turn 1? He goes to the inside. Lawson sort of half defends it. As we have Gasly and Hadjar in the background as well. Sainz can't make the move up the inside. Same with Alonso. Same with his compatriot. Very strange they're not making those moves. Gasly doesn't get down the inside. of Isaac Hadjar either, so both racing bulls hang on to their positions for now. Are we going to stay ahead of Kimi Antonelli's turn 9? Kimi doesn't go for the move. We get a really good run through the chicane. We were quite good in high speed. I feel like we might have had higher downforce than some people around us, as we've got both Aston Martins fighting now. Very interesting. Fernando Alonso behind Lance Stroll. Is he going to make the move into turn 1? He does go to the inside. Is he actually going to make an overtake on the inside? No, he is not. I'm sure they would have told Stroll down at Aston Martin, his race engineer, that Alonso has backed out of every single move down the inside. He is going to go for it around the outside into turn 3. Can he make this one stick? The outside seems to be more favourable for everyone this weekend. Turns the inside for turn 5 or turn 4, and he does make the move on his teammate. Fernando Alonso promoted, Lance Stroll demoted. Now we have fight at the front. Lando Norris was 1.3, 1.4 behind his teammate Oscar Piastri. Is he going to get under 1 second here? He is now within 1 second of Oscar Piastri. That's massive fair fight. He does not get DRS. Piastri needs to run away if he wants any chance at P2 here. We've got a picture-in-picture of Gasly and Hadjar fighting through the entire last sector.
Okay, Antonelli behind. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. Their tyres are 11 laps old now, and the time last lap, 1 minute 22.3.
Teammate status.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 22.7 seconds. They're on old mediums. They're in 15th. Time last lap, 1:22.5.
I don't know what I'm waffling about in there anyway, but as we saw in the picture-in-picture, that was Carlos Sainz getting around the outside of Stroll for P11 into turn 1. Lando Norris now has DRS officially on Oscar Piastri in the fight for P2. Is he going to go around the outside into turn 3? There is space there. Oscar has left the space to fender the inside. Can he make the move stick around the outside? No, he cannot. Oscar Piastri maintains P2 for now. I bet he is panicking in that cockpit, not wanting to give up at all to Lando Norris as his teammate fills his mirrors. He's defending the inside. Is Norris going to go to the outside? He has to. Is he going to make move stick? He is all the way around the outside on his teammate for P2. He will get DRS again. Oscar Piastri has no chance of a re-overtake there. Now Norris has to chase down Max Verstappen. 2 laps, 4.5 seconds. I don't think it's particularly likely, as Piastri's dropped out of DRS of Norris already. Norris has got a lot of pace at the back end of this race, or Oscar Piastri has just, maybe the tyres have fallen off. He did pit a lap earlier than Lando, so maybe that extra lap of tyre wear. We've got a yellow flag here. Wasn't sure what was happening, so I did lift a little bit. We saw the green flag again on the right. This is a Kick Sauber retiring. Gabriel Bortoletto, my former teammate from Formula 2, former Invicta teammate, is retiring with an engine failure. That's 2 Ferrari engine failures now in the first race, as we have another move into turn 1. That is Alonso and Albon, and Alonso on the inside. Name a more iconic duo than Fernando Alonso down the inside of turn 1 and backing out. Can he make the move stick around the outside into turn 3? He's got his nose ahead. Is he going to keep it? He does. Alex Albon backs out, and Fernando Alonso is now into P9. As we are running through the final sector. Oh, a little bit too much on the power and very squirrely through the last corner. Seems like the effects of the tyre wear is not only hitting Oscar Piastri with his pace, but hitting me as well. I want to keep it nice and safe. 24 seconds between myself and Pierre. He started P11, we started P16. A 24-second gap where we lead. We're in P6. I don't believe he's in the points, close to the points. We have a double take at that, turn 4 on the exit. 2 slides there. We caught the first one and the rear stepped out once again. Not what we want on the last lap. Take it easy. No heroics into Sandebot, please. Really not necessary. as we have a last lap fight between, is that Liam Lawson and Lance Stroll? This is a fight for P12. Liam Lawson all over the back of the Aston Martin, goes to the outside, the happy hunting ground of everyone this weekend, and he does make the move stick. Last lap, moves up a place. We go to the final corner, just trying to take it easy. No need to push, and the car steps out on us again. Imagine if we'd have crashed last lap, last corner, but we do come across the line. First race in Formula One, we come across P6.
We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
P16 to P6. Driver of the day to boot. Can't complain too much about that one. Come on.
A sensational drive once again. Max Verstappen takes the checkered flag.
To take the win at the first race of the season, now that is important. You get straight in to your competitor's head and they now know that you are the one to beat.
So much to talk about, we will continue to do so, but first it is time for the podium. Well, we've seen this one before. Max Verstappen on the top step once again.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a sight that we're going to see quite a lot with Max Verstappen and the two McLarens on the podium. Congrats to Max, obviously. Great win. McLaren's ruined it with their strategy, really. Started hard. Maybe should have split the strategies at worst, but Max really won out in that aspect, starting on mediums and getting the undercut.
Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who's joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
So yeah, Verstappen and the two McLarens on the podium. Decent run for Lewis Hamilton in P4. Yuki Tsunoda, yeah, 2-stop wasn't really the play. You can see it on the leaderboards. All the top guys had the 1-stop. Tsunoda leading 2-stop runner. You just get stuck in traffic, stuck in a DRS train. You can't do anything. Alonso and Albon finishing off the points. Sainz just missing out. Gasly P14. It's just a 2-stop. The 2-stop wasn't the play. Starting on hards and doing a 2-stop, he was doomed to failure from the start. And then 2 Ferrari power units DNFing from the first race of the season is not what they want to see. Alpine P5 in the constructors. McLaren lead from Red Bull, but obviously it's very early days. RB, Sauber and Haas with no points, as we'll finish off with the highlights, and I will leave it there. And we'll pick this up for the next race in China. We'll see you there.